I'm Jennifer Oliver O'Connell, As the Girl Turns, and you are in my orbit on redstate.com and substack.com. I am interviewing Billy Ray Todd. He is the House candidate for District 27, House District 27 of Alabama. Alabama has 105 House districts. That's it's not a heavily populous state compared to California, and note that California has what 80 assembly districts for a state of I think 49 million. Don't quote me on that, but I'll get it. And Alabama has maybe 4 million, 5 million people, and they have 105 House districts. So what that shows me is that this is local. We are focused on the local, and which is one of the things that I love about the state is that it's not somebody who lives out there representing me. It's someone who lives in this radius and knows the people of this radius that represents me. There's just too much of a disconnect, and really it's happening here. There is a huge disconnect between the people who run politics. It's unfortunately native to any situation, not just DC, not just large cities or blue states, red states too. You get mired in a system, you start loving that system and loving being the person in power, and you forget about the people that you're serving. And sadly, we're seeing a lot of this happening in Alabama. We're seeing seats being flipped because of that, because the Democrat candidates are going out and reaching the constituents and trumpeting a message that sounds good to their ears, and therefore there they go. So we are in the fight to maintain and not only conservative values, but just a certain way of life. There's a reason people stay here, and there's a reason people moved here. Many of us. And to see it trying to go the direction of California or Minnesota, Minneapolis, or DC is kind of disheartening. But the beauty part about it is that we've got people like Billy Ray Todd and others who are looking to fight on the local level, as well as keep pushing our national leaders to do what they need to do what's right. So interview with Billy Ray Todd. His special election is happening on Wednesday, April 7th, so a week from April 2nd, so a week from now, and great conversation with him. Enjoy.
Yes, ma'am.
Thanks for joining me.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
Sure. How's your day going so far?
Going pretty good. I'm out campaigning. Uh, I had to go out and file charges of assault this morning against the young lady that attacked me yesterday. But other than
Okay.
that, I'm out here stamping the grounds, trying to get the word out why I would be the best candidate for this district.
Okay. You're an Alabama boy, born and raised, and
Yeah.
until you went into the service, you probably would have stayed there a while longer. But what people don't understand is, one, how for a small state, how large the state is, how diverse it is.
Oh, it is.
Um, and with 105 House congressional districts, local congressional districts,
Mhm.
there's a lot of opinions
Well,
being put forth. That a lot of the national media, because I cover both,
mhm.
are looking at certain races in Alabama in areas like Madison, like
Right.
Birmingham, flipping to Democrats and thinking, oh, Alabama's doing XYZ.
Yeah.
What's your take on it, especially coming from your district that's heavily Republican, heavily red? What's your take on that?
District 10 should have been easily won. I don't know why. You know, she's for everything that we are against as a nation, as a state. You know, full term abortion. She want to take away your Second Amendment rights. She want that transgender stuff in schools. It's a disgrace, and Mr. Powell failed to fight for that seat. You know, he making blooper videos. He was not taking it seriously,
Wow.
and right now, our nation, at the local level, we got to be heavily involved because we
Hmm.
can't take care of the local levels to stop this insanity going throughout our counties and cities. We in trouble. I point my finger at Powell. He failed to do the job. Apparently, he treated like a baby's rattle. He didn't take it seriously,
Mm.
and he didn't campaign on what she was all about. Didn't raise the flags. Hey, this is a danger to our freedom, a danger to our kids in schools. He failed miserably, and I can understand why he allowed his campaign to put blooper videos on there and not challenge what she's trying to do.
So it
And
almost sounds like Powell phoned it in as
yeah,
opposed to actually going out and fighting for the seat.
right. It was like it was like a toy to him. It didn't matter, and it
Hmm.
should matter. We need people that's gonna stand firm, know what it's risk, what at risk. And he didn't appear to be that way.
Yeah.
It's and that's what people are tired of with the Republicans because we got a lot of rhinos, then we got people not willing to tell the truth, what's going on with our nation, because people don't think it's happening, but it is happening here. By me being attacked in darker nations in Marshall County, they trying to
Mhm.
say it's not, but no, it's here. And that's why I'm fighting for. Like I said, he failed the Republican Party.
Yeah.
He just
Yeah.
handed over to her.
Interesting. So, in terms of your candidacies, because you're one of five Republicans, there are no Democrats running in
Right.
the District 27 race. What separates you from those other four candidates in terms of your viewpoint, in terms of your ideology? What are you doing differently that they're not doing?
Number one, I'm going out and reaching the people. People are so thankful to meet somebody that cares about them. I'm listening to what they want to talk about. I'm taking time meeting the people. Another thing, I'm not a career politician. I'm not a career education. Those people have held positions in education and commissioners and things like that. They allow taxes to hurt the citizen of our county. They allow this wokeness to go into our schools, and I'm bringing something different. I had one probate judge tell me he never heard the energy of somebody, people want to vote for me because people are tired of the same conveyor belts of politicians. They're about enriching themselves, and it's sad because they not speaking the truth. They riding the fence, and it's not. And I tell everybody else I meet, I'm not doing it for myself. I'm not doing it for a title. I'm doing it to safeguard our values, do the right things for our students, watch out for these taxes. And it's crazy how they allow this to happen, but yet they want to run. They saying they're the best candidate. Gina Ross saying she the best candidate, and she was on top of education. And what I plan on doing, I tell everybody, I have a coalition of teachers that I work with. Our goal is to push education, push legislation to get the wokeness out of schools. It's not pertaining to education, math, science, real math, not this common core. We're gonna take it out, and we need to get that back to no more um, therapy. We don't need emotional therapy in classes. Teachers are not there to be a therapist. They there to teach. And that's what people like to hear. They want to hear the truth. And they tired of soft Republicans.
Now, in terms of your other platform points, I know you have been talking about some of the woke indoctrination and the transgender agenda.
Yes,
Uh, so you do what is your opinion on? I know Lands ran heavily on the whole IVF thing.
ma'am.
What are as a Republican, our platform is anti-abortion. We are pro-life. And what is your opinion in terms of how the IVF conversation should be handled?
The ideal conversation to be handled is telling them why we have those God given rights. We need to let people know that. And then when we go back to the schools, the kids are so damaged that we got to start teaching patriotism back in schools. We got to teach them the real history, how America's founded. We got to teach them why everybody want to come to this country and not hate America and hate its values. Understand what is life. Uh, and that's what we need. We need to start having those type conversations, and instead of diluting it, make it like it's nothing. They treating life as like it's a piece of lint. They they want to take away your weapons, and they don't understand, once the government sees your weapons, you have no protection from the government. And that's what we need to start hitting on those points, talking about what is at risk, what is at stake, why
Hmm.
real conservatives push these issues. They need to explain it more. We need to talk about the real history. We need to talk about real biology. We need to reach out to the people and let the voices be heard. What it is, they're not coming down to the ground level of everyday people and hearing their complaints and their worries. Because a lot of people worries. I have ladies give me a big hug and they cry because they are so worried. Our freedom is at stake. They don't understand that. The people up there don't understand it. They don't grasp it. They just want to give everything away. We don't need big government. And we got to teach them that's what big government is. It's all about controlling you, controlling everything that you do. They want to push electric cars, and we don't have the grid for that. It's so many things that we can educate people on, and the party is failing to do that.
So, how do you plan on, one, educating people on
Mhm.
conservative principles, and
Mhm.
two, how do you plan to bring that into the legislature and really educate them in backing bills and voting on certain legislation?
Uh, my goal is to have town hall meetings telling, because I told the people, it's not like you see me 18 months later, I'm running again. No, we're going to have constant town hall meetings in the cities of the district I'm representing, and tell them what's going on and tell them what the purpose behind it. Educate the people, because the more they know, the more we can work together to get this done. I need to educate the floor when we speak. We need to talk about the Constitution and stick by the Constitution. We can't be, the Constitution should not never be a living document. The Constitution is set in stone. And that's what we need to focus on, bringing that back up. But my goal is to educate the citizens of the district, keep them informed what's going on, cite information so they can get a better understanding. Because the more the people is educated, the stronger we'll be. And right now, we're not educated enough to understand what's going on.
So, how are you lining up with the other four candidates? Haven't dug into polls or anything. Is it looking positive for you on the ground? Are other
It's
candidates outspending you? How is that
Well,
going?
the candidates are outspending me, but what I have on my side, I'm out there every day meeting the people, and they feel refreshed. They feel like they are part of the solution. You got to have people play part of the solution. They outspending me big time. I know I'm a threat to Gina Ross for sure, because she got big signs popped up everywhere. And I
Hmm.
always tell people, the people when I meet them, I said, think about it. She want to fix wokeness, but she was a top person in education. She allowed this to happen. I was not even running, and I had to fight against the NAACP, Southern Poverty Law Center, and the local Democrat, because they wanted to push DEI in schools by falsely accused to teaching the culture of racism. I said I was
Hmm.
not holding a seat, but they was never there. I was there, and I tell them, hey, you know, they can outspend me, but the good thing about small towns, people talk, and once you meet them, they can tell if you're very honest about what you're going to do. It make people feel good. One guy shook my hand. He never met a guy that was running for office. You the first person ever approached me about me running for office and everything. And I said, that's how I am. I'm gonna be that way. And it's not gonna end, because like I said, I'm gonna have the town hall meetings. I'm gonna still come out and greet people, things like that. And that's what they did. They lost touch of people. They lost touch. They couldn't even tell you, you know, I know a lot of people was making jokes. I was out in Walmart getting attacked, but that's where you meet people at too.
Yeah.
You can't treat somebody because of their financial means and everything like that. But regular people like to be involved, and that's what I'm doing with my campaign.
Nice. Tell me about that attack. How did it occur? Why did it occur? Did she approach you? Did you approach her?
I was I was approaching people inside Walmart, and I spotted her, and I walked to her, and I handed her one of my rack cards. And I said, "Hey, Billy Ray Todd, I'm running for House District 27." And then I told her my goal is to get education back in schools. She immediately said, "Hey, well, it's never been about education." I said, "You're right. That's why I'm working hard to get education back in schools. I want to get rid of the woke agenda, get this transgender stuff out of our schools, get this DEI. They already defunded DEI, but I told her about how Blue Ribbon Curriculum and Black Lives Matter teamed up with 5 schools in the state of Alabama. I need to get that out of schools. If it's not pertaining to education, I want to make sure we push legislation to kick it out." And then she got upset because I said, "Well, teachers don't need to be therapists. If a child have problems, let the family deal with that. Let them get the therapy. The teachers are there to teach." And I talked to so many teachers, they feel threatened if they say something because they really want to teach. They want to see kids succeed. And I said, that's a family issue if you got to see therapy. They're not there to teach. They're not there to help you. I could see a counselor, educational counselor wise, help you be on track where you're going to go, how you can be successful. But we don't need therapists in high schools. And she got mad at me because and I said, we got to tell kids the truth. It's only 2 genders. But she wanted to keep telling me about 3 genders. And I said, you know something? I'm going to end this conversation because if you believe in 3 genders, you know, it's only 2 genders. I'm not going to support a fantasy that you're trying
Mm-hmm.
to uphold. She couldn't even tell me what a woman was. So, and we said our goodbyes. And I was at one end of the lane in Walmart. She got all the way to the top. And I started talking to more people. Then she circled around the lane again. She did a full block. She came back towards me like 3 times, kept trying to get me to talk about 3 genders. I said, "Ma'am, it's only 2 genders. There's 3 genders. I'm not going to support that." And she ran up on me. I think she was sizing me up when she ran up on me real fast. Then she backed off. Then she took her hat off. And she came full fledged. She was trying to get my face. I used my left arm to block her hand
Mm-hmm.
coming at my face, and I was able to contain her. And I basically contained her real well, and I just brought her down to the floor. I didn't even slam her or anything. I just
Mm-hmm.
controlled the situation, held her there until a couple guys, they thought I was aggressive at first, I believe. Then when they realized, I would say, "Hey, get a hold of her, get a hold of her," and they realized that she was an aggressor, and we stood up, and then that's when I realized I had the 2 lacerations on my arm,
Mm-hmm.
and this morning I filed a charge against her. Her name is uh, Michelle Marie Brashaw, 46 of Gunnersville, Alabama. So she was telling the police I was following her, but I guess when they looked at the video, they could see that she was following me, and so it's harassment, assault, you know. And like I said, when I started talking to her, she told me she was super liberal. I never had nobody tell me they was super liberal, and I wanted to end it there, but she said, "No, let's talk, let's talk." So I
Okay.
wanted to. But that, it was kind of crazy at first, and that's what bad education does to people. That's what indoctrination does to people because it's like it's their way or they're going to hurt you, and that's
Mm-hmm.
how they think. And it's a danger. Just imagine the kids that's going through these ranks right now. We have all these school shootings, and they trying to wonder why. Because look at our school system. The board of education failed us, and then now you have teachers homeschooling their own kids because the education system is so messed up.
Yeah.
So, and my goal for education is to take the top tier school and push those um, curricular excellence in the poor running schools. But we got to get rid of this wokeness agenda. We got to get rid of this feelings. We got to get rid of this soft talk. We need to get back to education. I hear parents all the time. When I was growing up, I had homework to do. My mom opened the door and saw me was doing homework because I had to do it. But now kids don't have homework. They teach everything but the right thing. And that's my goal. That's my goal. I know I wish I went offline a little bit, but
Yeah. No, that's you're focused on ensuring that the next generation understands
Mhm.
why freedoms need to be championed and protected. Really.
Yes, ma'am. It's
Yeah.
scary because they're the last line of freedom. People don't realize that. You
Yeah.
know, you dumb it down to kids. They want to take a cursive writing out of class because they don't want them to understand to read the Constitution. It's always something what they're trying to do. And I tell people that, and I say, you got to take the blinders off. You got to look past the forest and see what they're really trying to do.
Yeah.
Because their goal is get our weapons. They're already trying to get rid of First Amendment rights. You know, it's scary.
So, what positives do you have in terms of promoting your candidacy? Because a lot of times Republicans talk about all the stuff that they are against.
Mhm.
What are you for? What are you promoting that is a positive about electing you as opposed to electing all the other four?
Because I stopped the DEI going in our high school. Everybody, a lot of people read about that. You know, when I meet parents with their kids, they get excited. They meet me. Oh, you the one that did that. You know, so that's one positive. A military background, that's another positive. Being proactive. And like I said, when I had to go against the NAACP, I was not running for office. I was a near citizen. I was just a citizen trying to do the right thing. That proves that I'm a fighter. And I said, you're going to be well informed what's going on. I'm sure the other candidates haven't mentioned about town hall meetings. We're going to have town hall meetings, let you know what's going on in Montgomery, not have you blindsided by taxes and everything like that.
Yeah.
So I say the things what people say within themselves, and their eyes kind of perk. They're like, wow, this guy is, I'm not just, how they say, geriatric conversation with them. They see the
Hmm.
passion in my heart. They hear it in my voice, and they see what I have done against push DEI in our schools, stopping it.
So, what is the makeup of the HD 27 Marshall County? Is it mostly older people, retirees, families? What's the
I would say
demographic makeup?
it's mostly retirees, but since Gunnersville been growing, we got a lot of young families. So, and we got mostly retirees. It's heavily military, a lot of military here, and I would say the people that supporting me is, I would say heavily, I'll say white males from 28 on up,
Hmm.
and I got a lot of support, blue collars, and it's amazing. It's amazing what's happening with the makeup. But the makeup is, we got a lot of young families here, and they worry about the education system. Then we got the retirees, military. It's a little mismatch, but I would say it's growing more with younger people.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And these younger people apparently are interested in and a more traditional lifestyle as opposed to, because Gen millennials, the younger millennials, Gen Z, Gen Alpha, they're
Mhm.
not quite families yet, but
Right.
they appear, the way the media paints it is that they want this woke agenda, they want inclusiveness. You
No,
see,
they
is that
don't. Not at
not
all.
in your district?
Not at all, because we have like a dark school here, Daughters of American Revolution. We got a lot of patriotic people here. We got a lot of people that churchgoers, you know, they believe in sanctity of life. And you got a lot of smart kids, and they like freedom. They want freedom. They don't agree with that agenda. You know, you got a few sprinkle here and there. You always have that at the case, but the majority of people, they don't want that junk here. They do not want to hear. One thing about Marshall County I like is very red. I like it a lot like that.
Hmm.
But so it's like, but we got to keep the wokeness out of our schools. And I said it at the GOP meeting. This one lady, she was like a educator, and she was trying to say we need to have more teachers being therapists. I said, no, we don't. We don't need to do that, because that's where they break them down at. Kids don't need to be talking about feelings. They need to be. I would say, how about we put so much interest in them learning how to do math in so many different directions instead of focus on feelings. You know,
Hmm.
they weaken our kids. They
Yeah.
weaken our kids. But overall, the kids are great here. Uh, and they super excited when they meet me in person. They show their mom, oh, that's the guy that's running for office, and so it's a lot of positive. It's a lot of positive. And if people get out and vote, I will win, no doubt about that. And I tell them, I say, you got to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. I even have people never voted before say they're going to register to vote, and then I told them how important it is, because our voting is down a lot here,
Mm.
because people are tired of the same old people enriching themselves. You know, the cliques. You know, you got the establishment, and I tell people establishments everywhere. It's not just in DC. But I said, but that's where you can make the change at. get back to the real individuals, people that's hurting financially with this economic wave that's happening across the board. People can't even buy houses, and it's just sad that our local politicians allow a lot of this to come into our neighborhoods and destroys,
Hmm.
and just overwhelm everybody.
That's amazing that people don't seem to understand that we they come to Alabama for a certain way of life, and it seems
Right.
like the current crop of politicians are kind of trying to become DC, trying to become like other
Right.
places. uh,
Yes. Yes,
you
because
know.
the mayor of Gunnersville, hate to see me come in a town hall meeting because I
Hmm.
challenged him. I challenged him and everything like that. And since I've been living here, I've been threatened by Democrat councilmen. I was threatened by the NAACP, Sony Park Law Center. Then I got attacked. And the thing about it is, they want to keep people mute. I'm teaching people how to fight too at the same time. I'm teaching them how to voice their opinion. Go to these town hall meetings. Don't let them shut you out. Find out what's going on. Challenge those ideals. Like, hey, we need to talk about this. So I'm at the same time teaching them how to fight, which is great.
Wow, that's positive. What do you have, a final message to people who are going? I mean, the special election is what, Wednesday, April
Yeah,
2nd?
Tuesday, April 2nd, Tuesday.
Yeah. So literally a week from now.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
kind of message do you have, or, a final call to people who you want to go out and vote for you? What would you say to them?
I'm willing to risk it all to look out for the citizens of District 27. And also, I want to link up with all the House representatives in the state so we can start doing the right thing. And you elect me, I will be fighting for you every day. We would have town hall meetings, and I would talk to other House representatives so we could do the right thing as a state. And it's not about me, it's about we. We got this fight together. I can't do it without them, they can't do it without me. So it's a teamwork. Vote for me, Billy Ray Todd, House District 27. We can make this happen. We need to save our district. We need to save the state.
Awesome. Awesome. And where can they find you, Billy Ray? Where can they find your campaign information?
Campaign information is going to be on it. Billy Ray Todd at Billy Ray Todd District27.org.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I appreciate you taking the time out of, I know campaign is heavy, so I appreciate you taking the time to sit down and talk for a little bit. And
And I appreciate you
definitely,
giving me the opportunity too. So
yeah,
it's great, and the best part about this, I'm getting to meet people because being in the military, you know, I devoted my life while in service. So now I'm willing to do this for this district, and it's great to meet people, and that's the best part about it, meeting people, everyday people.
that's great. That's
Mhm.
fabulous. I love it. I love it. That was an awesome conversation with Billy Ray. I really appreciated him not only taking the time. It's hard for a grassroots candidate, any candidate really, but a grassroots candidate especially, to take the time, because that's taking a little bit of time away from your voters. But he seems to be doing the shoe leather and the groundwork. And April 2nd, if you are an Alabama, Guntersville area of Huntsville HD 27 resident, consider him. Look at him and look at the other four running against him and see how he sizes up. But really, most importantly, is go vote. Your vote matters, particularly on the local level. All politics is local. And these are the people, people who actually care, who want to reach out, who want to change their community or do for their community that we want, not people who are just checking off a box on their list of bona fides and, you know, it got another notch in their belt of political experience. I'm Jennifer Oliver O'Connell. As the Girl Turns, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Telegram, Truth Social, and Getter. Twitter is, of course, X. I still can't get used to saying that. Twitter just rolls off the tongue better. Have a great, awesome day, afternoon, evening, weekend. Ciao.